Well, hello YouTube. Here we are. Welcome to another episode of Maxwell's Mind. Well, it's been a while since I put one out. We've gone through quite a bit of changes in the last, couple of months or so. The biggest change, obviously, that is visibly noticeable is probably the dash cam. Has gone from the one that I was using to, the SJ6000. Now, when I did the SJ6000 test with the 2015 Canyon, it did test, okay, being on the dash of the 2015 GMC Canyon. However, just in case you guys didn't know, haven't watched my videos, the 2015 GMC Canyon is no longer in my possession. It, had to go, which I guess is the big thing of the summer. Slimming down on expenses, making a change of life. Not 100% sure where it's going to end up, but I guess change is good in one way or another. Tell you one thing, you sure find out who your true friends and family are when push comes to shove. However, you still can't judge them fully on that because a lot of them are in the same bind as you, and they've got things holding over their head that they're trying to scramble to pay for as well, so you really can't judge them on that too. So of course, since getting rid of the 2015, I've been driving the 2003 Silverado. Pretty much the truck that I bought back in whatever it would have been, 2012 or so. And, really haven't looked back since. The truck hasn't really had much use, maybe 6,000 kilometers, 6,500 in the, 3-4 years that I've had it. But I have no idea what I would drive right now if, it wasn't for it. Well, there is some jobs starting to open up. Of course, nothing in the oil field much yet. There is some experienced service hands, rig hands they're looking for, but some of the low-end jobs are opening up, like, stalkers and till people and that. So there is an opportunity out there for those that are looking for a job to find a job. So we can call that a bonus because, I, being one of them, are starting to need a job. And, it was fine for the first few months, right? Little bit of vacation, little bit of rest and relaxation, but after a while it tends to get to you, and you need mentally to be out there, not just obviously for a monetary gain. Well, more and more people are moving out of Lloydminster here. The numbers are down this year for the school division in enrollment numbers, so that tells you that families have left more over the summer. I guess that's what happens. The economy goes down or goes bad, and families have to relocate, whether it's back to their hometown where they come from, or move in with mom and dad who live in another city, altogether, right? I guess you got to do what you got to do to provide or survive for your family. Well, kind of touching on that as well, start to another school year. The students are back in school. The parents can relax now. They don't have to look after their kids anymore, and kind of pass that on to, the teachers. I guess that's what they get paid for. It's probably neat for the kids to go back to school. They get to learn again, and I know when I was in school, it wasn't something that, I liked going to school. I had trouble in school with the whole thing, but nowadays with computers and stuff like that, they've found new ways to help students that are needing help. rather than just, well, ignoring them, right? Well, of course, a lot of us are what I call stuck in the middle. We're too poor to be rich, you know, to have the money sitting there, real estate properties, or, you know, millions of dollars in the bank, but we're too rich to be poor, like on government programs or, you know, special type of people that seem to get all the handouts, if you want to say. I know of people that all they got to do is say they want it, and they get it, regardless of whether they want to be that profession when they're done school or not. They just say they want it, and well, it's theirs. It's a little sad. I tried to go back to school several times over the last few years, and even with my hand the way it is, obviously I'm not going to be able to be a human forklift anymore. The doctors are telling me that, but yet still there is no help yet for me to go back to school. However, you know, with the economy the way it is, what would going back to school bring? Because if there is no jobs to go back to school for, then there's no point in well, retraining, is there? Well, that's one thing about this weather, is you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it's bound to change. Probably by the time we get to the end of the street here, in another couple of miles, it'll end up being not raining again. The future is unknown for a lot of us. A lot of us are, like I said, going through a change. Some of us are losing our acreages, losing our houses. Some of us are losing our vehicles. We lost our, you know, family, our relationships. See, there you go, guys. Pretty much it ends up stopping just like that. So I'll repeat what I said. Well, a lot of us are going through the change. Whether it's, you know, lifestyle change, we're moving to a smaller place. We're losing our trucks, losing our relationships, losing our family. You know, the future's unknown, right? Even if you do manage to get a job, that job can change really, really fast. They can hire a bunch of people, and then a month later or two, let them all go because the contract they were expecting didn't get picked up, or there was nothing renewed after the first contract was, you know, signed, right? However, that is a month or two of work for those people that need it. However, it's coming a little bit late for those. A lot of people, a lot of us are in debt a lot more now than we were 6-8 months ago. It's weird how things work, how there's government programs and funding, you know, millions of dollars being sent elsewhere, but yet they can't find money for their own people that live in their own country or their own province. I don't know how that works. It's almost like they don't care about us here, and they send our tax dollars elsewhere because they can. I'd like to see some of them live on what we've had to live on in the last 6 months or a year. I bet you things would change really, really fast. I don't know how many of you guys have had to experience the humiliation of standing in a food bank lineup begging for food, or being in a hot, crowded government office begging for some kind of assistance, and basically they turn you down. It's not their job to approve you. It's not their job to help you. It's their job to find a way to save the government money and to turn you down. I've been in several situations like that where, hey, the food bank help is great. It does help you out, but In the meantime, you don't know what's going to happen. Is there going to be food when you get there, because there is a bunch of people ahead of you, and you feel bad that you're taking it when there could be a family behind you that needs it more than you, right? I suppose if you feel bad that you're taking it, does that mean you don't need it? Or does that mean that you need it? I've been through both of those emotional states in past years. I've not had to yet resort to going to the food bank. I don't even know if this town even has one anymore. We used to at one time, but our wonderful postal outlet kicked them out of there and took over that space to store all their overflow of mail waiting to be delivered. So that's hard to say on that one. Given the way the economy is right now, there has to be some kind of food bank type of deal out there, because I know for certain that there are people out there worse off than me. I'm still doing okay. I still got my house. I'm still able to make my mortgage payment and keep up with my monthly bills. And hey, as for food, well, you eat what you have in the cupboard and eat when you can. And if that means skipping a meal or two, well, hey, no one's ever died from skipping a meal or two, right? Keep your eye out, keep your watch out for another job, and sure, eventually one, will come about. Somebody with my skills, with my experience, I know there's a right job out there. However, it might be a job or two away. I might have to take another job or two before I get to where I want to be. But when I do, when it gets there, then hey, it'll be what it is. In a way, I know I've said this in the past in other videos and such. In a way, the slowdown was a good thing. It lets people realize that we are all the same. We are all human, regardless of whether we make the big bucks or we work in retail stores. You guys may have noticed, if you are subscribed to the Maxwell's World channel, that I've been cross-posting the vlogs onto the Maxwell's World channel. Getting a little more exposure, obviously, to the vlogs, to the viewers of the Maxwell's World channel, giving them a choice whether they want to just watch the content that I put out, or they want to watch the vlogs as well. It's been about a month or so that I've been doing that, and they have been received fairly well. Well, of course, with all this going on, the slimming down of expenses, reevaluating things, listing items for sale on, the classified ads and stuff like that. You're slimming down on items that, whether it's tools or household things that you really don't need to survive, right? It would be nice to have to keep the welder. It would be nice to keep the plasma cutter. It would be nice to keep the patio set. Hey, even the Weber barbecue, right? It's almost $1,000 barbecue, and for me to sell it, I'd probably only get about $400 for it. But at the same time, that $400 might mean the difference between, paying bills and not paying bills. So you do what you can, I suppose. In my experience, the Weber barbecue, the Weber grill is nice to have. However, for me, I think it cooks meat pretty much the same way as a $300, $400 barbecue would. I had a lot of cheap garbage trash pick barbecues in the past, and they all did their job. The only difference that I see about the Weber is it uses less propane to heat, because it's insulated, right? It requires less to heat. Better barbecue, better warranty, better product. And instead of replacing a barbecue every 2-3 years, you've got one that'll last you, 15-20 years or so. I believe the casing has a 25-year warranty on it, where a lot of those cheap ones, in a year or two, that outer casing has rusted away and your barbecue is basically fallen apart. Our summer's starting to wind down to a close. We are coming to fall, and soon we're going to be into winter. It's hard to believe that. Where did our summer go? It seems like just a couple months ago, right? We were breaking from winter, finishing just on the heels of the basement project, finishing a couple of things, had big plans for the summer, and I guess that's when things change. Of course, going to try to hang on for another month or so. Not 100% sure when I can do another Maxwell's Mind update or video, but I'll keep you guys posted. Maybe in the meantime, can maybe shop, save up money for another dash cam, because dash cameras are nice to have in the cities, because in the city you never know what can happen when you're traveling through a city with a million population. You can probably guarantee at any given time there's 10,000 people on the road that probably have no idea what they're doing, and probably another 10,000 after that are just plain bad drivers. But pretty much, guys, thanks for joining us on this Maxwell's Minds. And as always, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.